Hey everyone, Amazon stock investors got some great news from their latest quarterly update. And I'll just remind you, Amazon stock has been on my list of top stocks to buy in 2024, and I reiterated that recommendation a couple of days ago, and I'm reiterating that recommendation today again for those of you that are curious. But I wanted to share with you some of its latest highlights and how it's making so much progress here in 2024. So let's look at these details.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so one of the big things Amazon's implemented recently is regionalization of the fulfillment network, and that's helped lower their cost to serve. And they're working on several areas where they believe they can lower costs even further while improving the customer experience. And those two things together are, in my opinion, what's driving Amazon forward here in 2024. And it started in 2023 as well. But that lowering cost to serve combined with improving the customer experience is what's really driving Amazon forward. If you as a business just lower your cost to serve, you may temporarily boost profitability, but if you're doing so at the expense of the customer experience, you're eventually going to lose customers. Like, they might tolerate the lower service for a little while, but they'll start looking around for an alternative, and eventually you'll start losing customers. If all you're doing is cutting costs, that's also reducing the customer experience. But if you're cutting cost and improving the customer experience, that's a huge benefit. Those are rare, right? Those are rare. You don't often find those opportunities when you're in business to do those two things simultaneously. But Amazon has found that, right? By regionalizing their logistics network, they get closer to customers, which lowers the distance the packages need to travel, and they get to customers faster. Customers appreciate that they're getting their packages faster. Amazon appreciates that the shorter distance saves cost. And so it's a double benefit, and Amazon is really driving this opportunity, and they've done so for several consecutive quarters now, and management is saying that there's still area to improve this even more. So one of the ways they're going to do this is by increase in the number of units delivered per box, and that results in fewer boxes and deliveries. A box is an expense. If you can reduce the number of boxes you use to make the delivery, then you're lowering your cost to serve. And as a customer, it's also beneficial if you get your delivery in one box instead of having 4 or 5 smaller boxes with your various items in your delivery. So again, an opportunity to improve the customer experience and lower your cost to serve. Of course, you can't take this to an extreme, right? You can't deliver a big giant package like this to a customer and just throw everything in there. That would be an inconvenience to some customers. But you can, if you've got, toothpaste, toothbrush, maybe a box of cereal and a few other smaller items, instead of putting those individually, if you can ship those together in one delivery, that lowers your cost and also is more convenient for the customer as well. So they're gonna revamp their US inbound fulfillment architecture to allow for better inventory placement closer to our customers. So what Amazon has already done is improve the outbound logistics. That's where items go from Amazon to customers. But the inbound is the next area where Amazon's going to work to optimize. The inbound is where Amazon's third-party merchants and suppliers send the inventory to Amazon. So from the merchants to Amazon. This is before it goes out to customers. That's the next area where Amazon's going to work to improve costs. And given their history of success here in the outbound, investors can be reasonably confident that Amazon can revamp this inbound infrastructure and improve profitability while at the same time improving service to its merchants, because merchants are also important for Amazon. Amazon wants to encourage businesses to list items on the platform. So the way it provides service to those merchants is also important for Amazon. So it's going to work in a similar fashion here to serve these merchants because they're a critical part of Amazon's business as well. So here's a category that's been a very, very positive upside for Amazon, and that is advertising. It was up again by 24% in the latest quarter. This is now, I don't know, I've lost count how many consecutive quarters where Amazon's advertising segment has increased by over 20% year over year. And it's a sizable business. It's approaching 100 billion annually. And so to grow that level of business at this rate is really impressive. Now, this is driven by sponsored products, which are supported by continued improvements in relevancy and measurement capabilities for advertisers. And I don't think Amazon highlights this fact enough. And it is the fact that Amazon has hundreds of millions of buyers that are on the Amazon platform that have a payment method on file, and they're literally one click away from making a purchase. Just one click away from making a purchase. That's the closest a marketer can get to a customer purchase decision. Think about all other forms of advertising that exists for marketers. You can put an advertisement in a newspaper, a radio, a billboard, on Netflix or on Amazon Prime Video or on one of the sporting events or anywhere, right? And all of those are several clicks away from a purchase. So you're, getting very far away from a purchase, especially if you're looking at a billboard, right? That's so far away from a purchase. Someone is probably driving when they see that advertisement. They're not going to buy anything at that moment in time. Maybe later they'll remember that advertisement and they'll consider your product. But on Amazon's sponsored products, you can click on it right there and one click purchase. That's the closest you can get to a purchase decision. And so that's highly coveted inventory for marketers. They really want to advertise that near to a customer purchase decision, because ultimately that's the only reason people advertise. That's the only reason businesses advertise, right? Let's exclude political advertising for a moment here. The only reason businesses advertise is because they want you to purchase their product, either at that moment or maybe sometime later. They want you to buy their products. That's the whole purpose of advertising. And Amazon, with its sponsored products, is arguably in the best position to sell that advertising. And it's no surprise here that management says that they still see significant opportunity ahead in their sponsored products, as well as areas where they're just getting started, like Prime Video ads. Yeah, Prime Video ads is cool and all, but there is no competitive advantage. Well, there is little competitive advantage there. But the primary competitive advantage Amazon has is in their close proximity to a customer purchase and the massive hundreds of millions of shoppers that go onto Amazon's platform that already have a payment method on file. These are ready buyers. They're on the platform looking to buy. And so marketers highly covet that. And that's a strong area of advantage. It's no surprise that it's growing by this much, and this can continue growing. And it's also an area that drives lucrative profit margins. Its advertising business is significantly more profitable than most of its other business segments, excluding AWS. So great news for Amazon stock investors, the company continuing to make progress in strategically important areas. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.